Welcome back, Steelers fans. This is Mike Drop Sports. I'm your host, Jason, and the Steelers have been busy doing some big things, in my opinion. Getting rid of Kendrick Green for that sixth-round pick. Getting something for a guy that's not paying you any type of dividend and is really just not progressing. And what does Omar Khan do? He sends him to Houston in a typical Texans fashion, and they give up a sixth-round pick. And I'm a firm believer in building through that draft, as we've talked in other videos. And I think a sixth-round pick could have some significant value. And the Steelers letting go of some players that maybe you as fans think that maybe they should have kept. Or adding some depth to that cornerback room with Desmond King. So many things have been happening in the city of Pittsburgh. And that 53-man roster is finalized. And I think the Steelers are looking really damn good heading into 2023. Let's just start here with the first thing I want to talk about. Let's talk about that Kendrick Green trade. What an amazing trade by Omar Khan. Getting something for a guy that has totally been a bust here in the city of Pittsburgh. They went and jumped the gun, gave the guy a legend's number. Maurkice Pouncey, one of the best centers I've ever seen in a Steelers uniform. They gave Kendrick Green that number and tried to anoint him before he did anything in a Steelers uniform. And that totally irritated me. That was one of the moves that I absolutely hated when Pittsburgh did that. I wish they would have given him some other number because the guy just never had proven himself. He never was able to pave his own path. And when you put him in the shadow of somebody like a Maurkice Pouncey, you're setting that guy up for failure. And maybe that's what happened to him. Maybe that shadow and that living up to that expectation was just far too large for Kendrick Green because he was an undersized lineman coming out, playing guard, trying to move to that center position, which I like a smaller center with speed and athleticism. I do like that, and I think that's what a center should be. And I'm sure you guys think the same thing. However, Kendrick Green just was making too many mistakes and just not doing what he needed to do, the failed fullback experiment. But I think he did okay there. I just think the Steelers were done. And Omar Khan made a move to get something back for nothing. And that is a prize in terms of general managers making moves. That's like a prize that they win, doing that. That's what every good general manager needs to be doing every time they make a move, getting something for minimal, getting something on the cheap. That's what you've got to do in today's NFL when you have inflated quarterback salaries for great pass rushers, great safeties, where you're paying monster money every season for those positions. You have to learn to cut your coupon somewhere, man, and save some money. And that's what Omar Khan has been doing this offseason, and it's showing in every move that he makes. Then we slide down here to the latest move from the Pittsburgh Steelers, and that is bringing in Desmond King, the former Houston Texan, who is, in my opinion, a ball hawk. He has many interceptions in his, 6-year career. The guy has been proven in the NFL, has many starts. I like the way he plays ball. And when you infuse a guy like Desmond King, who I think wasn't released because, hey, he's not a ball player. I just think he was the odd man out in that situation in Houston, and his time had come to an end. And what free agent wouldn't want to come to play on a defense like this Pittsburgh Steelers defense that is constructed to win and win now? And that is big, guys. That's going to lure people in, these free agent type guys. That's going to sway them. Hey, I'm going to go play for a top shelf defense that's going to make me look good. And Desmond King did just that. And the Steelers and Omar Khan, Mike Tomlin, they went out and they added the depth that they've been desperately needing at that cornerback position in that defensive backfield. They needed to add a guy like Desmond King. It's just something that they had to do, and now I feel very solid in that defensive backfield. I feel like they just shorted up just enough. Now, I'm not saying that this is going to be an end-all, be-all for the Pittsburgh Steelers defensive backfield due to injuries happen. You have an aging Patrick Peterson. Things can happen. You have a rookie in Joey Porter Jr., so you gotta have a little bit of luck on your side, and that's with anything in the NFL in terms of winning and being successful. But the Pittsburgh Steelers did what they had to do here, and they got Desmond King and did what they needed in that defensive backfield to create a solid unit. And when you look at this 53-man roster, top to bottom, this defense should be a absolute turnover machine. And I couldn't even guess on what the projection is or what I think the Steelers turnovers could be this season, because I think it is an endless possibility. The amount of chaos that they're going to be able to cause with their linebacker rotations, the middle linebackers who were totally rebuilt this offseason, looking pretty damn decent. I think that they're in good shape. And the defensive backfield now that has been shored up, proven that Joey Porter Jr. can do it in the preseason. So he's not going to be a huge liability out there. I feel like he's going to benefit the Steelers greatly. So I think that this Steelers defense is set up for a big, big season, and we're going to see it, and going to see it really soon when they take on those San Francisco 49ers. And I'm going to say right now, I think this Pittsburgh Steelers team will create at least 2 to 3 turnovers in that game opening day, considering it's going to be just a fresh start. The atmosphere is going to be hot. The excitement's going to be high. And I think it's going to be a big day for that Steelers team and that Steelers defense in particular. Then you look at that offense, the offensive line. My God, we did our projections, and man, we were pretty damn spot on. Now, there was a couple. I said Gentry wasn't going to be on this roster. He is not. He has been let go. And I told you guys all off season, and I've said it over and over and over again, that they structured Zack Gentry's contract in a way that he was easily expendable. And boy, sure as shit, it came down the pipe. Gentry isn't on this team. Now the Steelers carry in 2 tight ends with /3 tight ends with Connor Hayward as the H-back, fullback type tight end guy, do-it-all, Swiss Army knife type player on offense. So you're going with Darnell Washington and Pat Freiermuth, and that is going to be a lethal combination in the NFL and one of the league's best this season in my predictions. So the only thing we really truly got wrong was I didn't think Dylan Cook was going to be on this roster, but he does make this roster, and he is there. Then you have Spencer Anderson, who I picked that they wanted to keep with Broderick Jones to bring along that next line, that next level of elite offensive lineman for the Pittsburgh Steelers, because I think he can do so many things. And I think coupled with Broderick Jones, you're going to get a lot out of those two moving forward, and they're going to become slowly but surely the anchor points for your Steelers offensive line. And I think that's going to prove to pay some big dividends for your Pittsburgh Steelers. So we are pretty damn close on all of the roster projections and who was going to make the team, who wasn't going to make the team. Even in the defensive backfield, we were pretty damn spot on. Like I said, maybe 1 or 2. I didn't expect them to keep those 2 punters, but I do believe that was just to keep room for their acquisition of Desmond King. So now it should just be Presley Harvin. And hey, the Steelers and Omar Khan have done it again. The con artist is ready to roll, and he's been doing it all season. And Mike Tomlin finally has a team that is completely 100% his. A team that's not Bill Cowher's players. A team that has been built over several seasons, who has been totally influenced by Coach Tomlin and totally hands-on building this team. And this is what NFL organizations need to realize. You have to give a coach and you have to give GMs time together, time in that office, time to build that squad. And the Pittsburgh Steelers have finally completed the process of building the next juggernaut team in Pittsburgh. And I think it's going to prove to pay big, big, big time. And I think that your chances for a 7th Lombardi trophy are actually pretty serious. And I think it could happen. There's a serious chance for it, guys. And I do believe this team's a playoff team. And I do believe they're going to wreak a lot of havoc in the AFC North this season. So I just wanted to touch base with so much exciting things going on here in the city of Pittsburgh and the Steelers team. I think it's going to be an exciting year. So stay watching. Stay tuned to this Steelers team. In particular, stay tuned to Mike Drop Sports as we talk real shit. We just say we're talking like fans. We're not trying to be picture perfect. We're not trying to be the Swami. We know everything. We're not trying to force feed big box media shit down your throat. This is Mike Drop Sports. We're talking like fans, and soon you're going to have the ability to come in here and talk like fans and actually be able to incorporate your thoughts and your comments into the live shows. So that's coming soon. Every post game, every time the Steelers play post game, you're going to be able to see it. So I can't wait to do that. Can't wait to hear from you guys. And until next time, peace.